What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to Food Theory, the secret Dunkin' Donut doesn't want you to find out. Now, this is an interesting one. I'm a fan of Dunkin' Donuts, so when I see this, I'm thinking, oh my god, what's going on? What did they do? I like Dunkin'. Alright? There's nothing else to really discuss when it comes to that. I like Dunkin' Donuts. Go ahead and sue me if you can, but I'm just worried and concerned about this. This may be an old video, but they did something that just ruins my experience. I need to know. And I hate the fact that this came up in recommendations. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when your video comes out. And if you have any videos you would like to recommend, leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll react to it as soon as possible. The link to this video will be down in the description below. So if you want to see this video yourself, it's going to be down there. You're just going to have to go ahead and look in there. And show some support to Food Theory for all the videos they make. But with all this said, let's continue with this video and start.
Stop the bus! Was there a Dunkin' Donuts around here? Because I smelled it on the bus and now I'm craving it, something fierce.
Why, there hasn't been a Dunkin' Donuts here for 10 years.
No!
Although I don't think you smelled an actual Dunkin' Donuts location. See, they secretly put an artificial scent dispenser like this one inside the bus to make you crave Dunkin' Donuts at certain stops.
Oh, that makes sense. Yep, I'm really craving Dunkin' Donuts now.
But this one hasn't dispensed artificial scents for 10 years.
No!
What? I'm confused. How does that work?
Welcome to Food Theory, the show that would smell as sweet by any other name, but wouldn't have nearly as much brand synergy with the other channels. Yes, friends, today we're talking about our sense of smell. Why would a food channel discuss such a thing, you ask? Because companies are using odors to trick you into buying food. That's why. See, in addition to being a sister sense to taste, smell is arguably the most powerful sense that we possess. It's processed in our olfactory system, which interacts with regions of our brain that are responsible for strong emotional memories. You ever catch a whiff of some perfume and flash back to the girlfriend that used to wear it? Or maybe catching a whiff of some food that flashes you back to a good home-cooked meal by grandma. Point is, smells can easily become linked with certain experiences, but that comes with a problem. Hunger is one such experience, and now companies are using scent marketing to trick you into spending more money. And the thing is, this strategy actually works really well. A little...
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I think this marketing tactic stinks as a business practice or reeks of genius. Food Theory's here today to air everything out. So join me, won't you, as we explore the
Can't it be
delightful
both?
little gray areas of using smells to manipulate your emotions and ultimately sell a product. See, our olfactory system can very easily drive our eating habits. How many times have you found yourself drawn to the kitchen by the scintillating aroma of cookies as they emerge from the oven? Or conversely, had your second semester of college ruined when your roommate drunkenly puts popcorn in the microwave for 30 minutes instead of 3, almost burning down the room and embedding burnt popcorn smell into literally every fabric for the next 6 months. No? Was that just me? Alright, it was my microwave too, man. Jerk. Never paid me back. Anyway, for early humans, smell was one of the main methods they had.
I don't know about the last bit, but everything else seems pretty accurate.
Wonder that smell is such a big part of what gets us in the mood to eat. And I think
So that's if I can smell it. But sometimes I'm a distance away where I don't smell it.
The aroma as we get near. The point is this: enticing you with delicious aromas is the kind of thing that bakeries could theoretically do on purpose in order to draw in customers. Oh wait, they already do exactly that. At least some bakeries do. Panera Bread is
Yeah.
the biggest bakery chain in the US, doing $5.89 billion in sales in 2019. More than 10 times as much as their next closest competitor, Einstein Brothers Bagels. And as America's most successful bakery chain, Panera knows about the importance of smell, to the point that they have actually restructured their restaurant operations around it. For instance, in many Panera locations, it used to be that the bakery staff would work an early shift before the restaurant opened, so as to make the most efficient use of the kitchen space. However, Panera realized that customers respond really strongly to the smell of freshly baked bread as it comes out of the oven. So, to deliver on that experience, in 2014, they switched to having the baking staff work the day shift. That's more cooks in the kitchen at the same time, but apparently it's worth it when it comes to maximizing the impact of those freshly baked odors. In fact, Panera's head baker went so far as to create a special show oven that doesn't have a hood. You know, the oven hood, the thing that kind of works like a vacuum for the kitchen, sucks up the hot air, the moisture, the smells, things like that. Anyway, this is the sort of thing that landlords hate, since the oven's hood is specifically designed to capture things like moisture, things that day after day can cause long-term damage to the structure of a building. But when the hood captures the air coming out of the oven, it's also capturing some of that delicious smell. Panera's special hoodless oven, when permitted by landlords, allows the air from the oven to then vent directly out into the store, where the smell of fresh baked goods can be enjoyed by the customers, in turn getting them hungry and in the mood to buy more. And I think that goes to show that the good smells that you get when you step into a bakery like Panera aren't just this happy accident of the baking process. They are
So what, they open all the windows just to show, just to,
and in some cases,
like,
engineered to get more dollars out of your pocket. Of course, when it comes to businesses
bring in
that
more
win over
people?
customers with the smell of fresh baked goods, there's few that can hold a candle to Cinnabon, which takes things
Oh, don't get me started on that one.
that most Cinnabon locations tend to be in places like malls and airports. According to Kat Cole, former president of Cinnabon, that's an intentional choice, because these are locations that get a lot of traffic from passers-by who can be ensnared by the enticing odors. And importantly,
Not wrong.
airports and malls are indoor locations where the scent of the
Cinnabon's
freshly baked
good.
cinnamon rolls can linger around you, unlike outdoor spaces where the smell would dissipate quickly. Not only that, but Cinnabon takes it one step further, caring about where in the mall or airport their franchises are located. According to a Wall Street Journal story from 2014, one of Cinnabon's favorite spots in a mall is on the ground floor near a stairwell, so smell wafts to the floors above. And
Near it, yeah. Not really close to it, though. Because I've been to a mall with a Cinnabon that's like, 3, 5 stores away from stairs. But then again, it's more like around 2 sets of stairs, so I think that's a win for them.
The oven near the back of the store significantly lowered sales. So, Cinnabon placed the ovens as close to the front of the store as possible, which in turn makes it all the more likely that you're gonna get a whiff of what they're cooking as you walk by. Not only that, and this is the one that absolutely shatters my mind, but when it comes to oven hoods, the company's executives instruct Cinnabon franchise owners to buy, quote, the weakest hood possible, while still staying in compliance with local laws so that the least amount of smell gets sucked out of the building. That's not going quite as far as Panera with their no-hood approach, but Cinnabon is intentionally encouraging franchise owners to keep things as barely legal as possible just to get more smell particles up into those nose hairs of yours. Who knew that kitchen design would be so intense? Once you know what's actually going on here, it's so aggressively targeted
yeah,
at
I can
your pocketbook. But at least these are real scents coming out of real ovens. Wait until you hear about the black market weaponry of fake scents. The question of whether restaurant owners can use the power of smell to drive sales by using artificial scents isn't hypothetical. It's already happened. We even talked about it on one of Food Theory's debut episodes last year. There are supermarkets that install machines that are designed to circulate scents through the air, like a grapefruit scented smell dispenser in the produce section and a chocolate scent in the candy aisle. But these artificial scent dispensers don't just have the power to get you to spend more money once you've entered the store, they actually have the power to draw you into the store. Case in point, in 2012, Dunkin' Donuts paid to have buses in South Korea spray the smell of donuts and coffee during people's morning commute, using devices that function a lot like air fresheners. They called this, quote, flavor radio. So, how did the flavor radio work? Well, they found that Dunkin' Donuts locations that were located near Seoul bus stops rose by 29%. This despite the fact that the smell in
oh shoot, it actually works.
from an actual Dunkin' Donuts.
Good thing I don't use the bus. No, seriously, I don't really use the bus.
loyalty is strong enough to keep me impulse
I either
buying
personally
Diet
drive,
Cola, even after
walk,
conducting a scientific taste
or
test that
bike
concluded I actually
if
preferred
needed.
generic Diet Cola from a regional grocery store. Now, Dunkin' Donuts is hardly the only business to use artificial aromas to draw in customers. At some DoubleTree hotel locations, you might get a whiff of chocolate chip cookie at the front desk, only to get you in the mood for the real thing when BAM! That's when a DoubleTree employee provides you with an actual chocolate chip cookie as a gracious act of hospitality. The cookie odor, though, isn't necessarily natural. At some DoubleTree locations, it's a fragrance
Nah,
sold by a company called
never had that.
Scent Air, designed to mimic the smell of an actual chocolate chip cookie. Other
Never had that
hotels use the
experience.
same Scent Air technology, like the Hard Rock Hotel in Orlando, where they installed a Scent Air device to dispense a waffle cone scent, which paid off when their ice cream shop saw a sales increase of, get this, 45% in the 6 months after the device was installed. And when you consider that
Can't
some
fault
hotels
them.
typically rely on their food and beverage operations to bring in around 20% of the revenue,
Only people that are
also
lactose
translates to some
intolerant would
big
actually
money.
be
So
immune
since
to
this
that.
is the secret weapon that's helping increase sales in hotels and restaurants, I decided to look a little bit deeper into Scent Air. Scent Air sells over 1,000 different fragrances, and if you're a business just looking to buy a pre-made off-the-shelf odor, it might cost as little as $100 a month to have an air freshener style device dispensing an on-brand smell to promote your business. It's not just restaurants that are cashing in on this either. According to a Forbes article published back in 2006, dozens of Sony retail stores use a vanilla and mandarin aroma, just because the pleasant scent puts people in a good mood and ever so slightly more likely to spend more time browsing, or, you know, plop down $2,000 on a brand new TV. But the real
Nah,
money for Scent
I
Air
prefer
is
more
in
of goofing
custom-made
around.
scents, where some businesses will pay upwards of $25,000 for a custom blend. Let me tell you something, businesses aren't
I mean, that was a
spending
thing
money on smell-based advertising for
that I
the
used to
funsies.
do as a
They're
kid.
doing it 'cause it works.
The family did it.
Companies are spending less
We don't
time and
really
money on
buy
traditional
anything.
forms of
We actually just
advertising,
look
like
around.
radio, of course, and print advertising, which declined 11%
And if it was the really hot days, we just look around,
TV
spend
advertising, which is
time
expected to decline by several
in certain
$billion over the
areas,
next few years.
enjoying the
There's a
cool
lot of
air.
ad budget that's looking for whatever the next big thing is.
We didn't really
As
buy
discussed in
anything.
our recent episode on advertising,
About
the big thing that
out of
we
all
serve
the
is
times we've
digital
been there,
influencer
there's like a
marketing. And while I, as a YouTuber, am the direct
low
beneficiary
percentage of us
digital
actually
spending on digital
paying to actually go
advertising, and
there.
highly encourage any advertisers in the audience to keep sending those ad
Paying
dollars
for
our
stuff,
way. It's
at
hard to
least.
deny when you look at the data that smell-based marketing
Uh,
works really well. But as I alluded to
I mean,
earlier,
you
that
can't
brings up a lot of gray areas. Sure, well, the smell-based appeal might be an honest
you
way for
can't
businesses
bring
like
in
bakeries to broadcast a hint of what's cooking
any
inside
false
their
facts. I
items.
mean,
The truth
the math
is
is
companies
there.
are under no obligation to use scents that actually reflect the product that they're selling, based on the FTC policies that I researched. And believe me, as an influencer who gets a decent chunk of my income from brand deals, I read that FTC website for way more time than a normal person would consider reasonable. After all, if Sony stores can use the scent of vanilla and mandarin oranges to try and put you in the mood to buy a TV, anything
Not really.
goes. Unless, of course, Sony's televisions actually taste like vanilla and orange. I'll admit, I've never actually tried it. Hold on a second. Nope. No. Yeah, not great. Anyway, in a world where advertising is already so strictly regulated, it's not hard to imagine how those regulations
Why
may
would they-
someday need to be applied
You know what?
to
Nah.
smell, which is just insane.
Even couldn't
if
think
you
about it.
about it. Like, how would you even go about doing something like that? Well, if the FTC or any other regulatory body wants to regulate smells, first they'll need to classify smells. That is to say, they need to be able to point to any given smell and say, hey, that smell is, I don't know, 15% different from the smell of the product that it's selling. Or, wait a minute, that odor is 20 Matt Pats over the legal limit. Now, top minds have been working on ways to objectively quantify odors for decades now, so it's probably only a matter of time before somebody cracks it. In the meantime, I'd like to direct the
I
FTC's attention
guess.
to our food theory on lickable screens. In that episode, we described the Norimaki synthesizer prototype, a so-called taste display that's supposedly
What?
capable of recreating any taste imaginable. The Norimaki synthesizer accomplishes this by releasing the 5 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, in different proportions, similar to how an RGB screen can achieve any color by supplying different proportions of red, green, and blue light. So, can a similar approach be applied to smells? Well, the answer to that is maybe. Over the years, different researchers have come
I
up with
mean,
different basic smells. Research published
does
in
sound
Plant
like
Food,
it.
for instance, suggests that there are 10 basic aromas: fragrant, woody/resinous, fruity, non-citrus, chemical, minty,
makes sense.
peppermint, sweet,
Alright.
popcorn, lemon,
Mm.
pungent, and decayed. I like that popcorn just has a category all unto itself.
That's a bit
As you
weird,
probably tell
but
based on that list,
then
there's
again,
still a ton we
it
don't
does give
understand
off
when
a
it comes
different
to
smell
odor
than
reporting.
everything
So the scientific
else.
community hasn't reached consensus on the best way to classify smells, and given that humans
And
can
those
distinguish
are
over
all
a
different
million
smells
different
that
odors, classification is
actually
certainly no small task. risk. In short, regulation of
It's something we smell almost every day.
Meantime,
So.
you gotta be careful out there, friends. The next time you catch a whiff of something that smells freshly baked and delicious, take a moment to ensure that what you're really smelling isn't some fishy business practice. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. And right now,
I just read the meme.
Thank you to the sponsor for today's episode, Skillshare. Skillshare is an
No.
month free trial of Skillshare. Hop to it and start binging. Always thank you all for watching. Until next time, bon appetit.
So the reason why people go around these days now trying to, I don't know how to properly say this, but they go around to these places and buy stuff not by a fully clear mind, but like a temptation that's being filled, that's being brought into your mind due to a scent that the store owners bring out. That's basically what we just talked about, right? Yeah, so if we're doing this, that's something. I don't even know how to go about this. This is like crazy. But yeah, this is an interesting way to go about it. I thought we were going about Dunkin in general, but instead we're getting this. I don't even know how to react to this. But it would make sense. And the math isn't wrong, because there is proof. The math is there. And obviously, corporations are going about how to stop this kind of thing. But yeah, that's an interesting way to go about it. Bring in someone's likes and using smell to make sure that they get attracted to that. Not a bad idea, but I don't think I ever experienced that kind of thing. The only times I ever did is when I'm almost face close to the actual stuff. So, yeah, either my sense of smell is broken, or this is pretty much bull. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section below if you ever experienced this, because I never really have, except when I'm very close to, like, the actual real product itself, so I might be wrong. But yeah, go ahead and tell me if you have ever experienced this in the comment section below. Other than this, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. If you did, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button, support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when your video comes out. And again, the link to this video, if you want to see this, it's down in the description below. So be sure to give Food Theory some love and support for the video they made. Other than this, if you all enjoy, I'll see you all next time. Bye!